Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Prison to Promise podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Craig Waleed. Today I'm joined by the good brother Edward Scottso Scott. The brother served nearly 30 years and came home with more than just a release date, though, you know? Scottso came home with purpose. He came home with a plan. This conversation moves from Brooklyn to North Carolina, from incarceration to transformation, from survival to service. Scottso speaks on faith, family, accountability, and the invisible wounds people carry after prison. What we discuss as post-incarceration stress disorder, or PICS. This episode carries the rhythm of truth. Pain turned into wisdom, scars turned into testimony, and struggle transformed into service. Through his work with wounded healers, Scottso is helping people come home not just to exist, but to live. So, lean in. This is a story of healing, purpose, and promise. This is Prison to Promise. Now, let's go. Yo, so I just want to first off, right off the muscle, Scott, say thanks, man. Thanks for agreeing to meet me on this platform. I know me and you've been trying to do this for a while, but I know we both busy like mugs, so I appreciate you, bruh.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me, man, for real, because this is important. You know what I'm saying? What we try to do and the work that we're doing is very important.
Absolutely, and so let's just jump right in, man. And so, a lot of people don't know who you are, and a lot of people don't know about the authority you bring to this type of topic. And so, maybe you could just start by introducing yourself and talk a little bit about why you have authority on this particular topic.
Well, I know you know me, but for the people who don't know me, my name is Edward Scott. Everybody call me Scott. So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I got a little trouble coming down here to North Carolina. You know, I was going back and forth, just selling drugs, doing dumb stuff, you know what I mean? Not having a sense of direction in life, period, because I was following a lot of people. End up doing 29 years and 8 months in the Department of Correction. I got out with a promise, first and foremost, to my Lord, that I would, help others that's in the same situation that I was in. I've been getting to work on myself real hard, spiritually, mentally, and physically, um, at an early time in my sentence. Um, and I made a promise to my grandmother. I just want to give shout out to her, man, because she was a big inspiration in my life. And I really, really started appreciating everything that she was doing when I got sober. When I mean by sober is when I got incarcerated and I began to really realize who I was as a man, as a grandson, as a father. Um, and when I sat across from her, I just want to tell the story real quick. When I sat across from her and she said, "Where did I go wrong?" That really, really made me want to change my life for real. You know what I mean? Because I know that she didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was me who chose to do the things that I have done. But since my incarceration, I had come out, and began to do this work that we call reentry, which you also is in the field that I'm in, helping individuals who's coming out with resources to be able to reacclimate back into the community. Yeah, so that's what I do, man. It's funny because I was just thinking about when I first got out in two 2019. Brother, it's been 6 years. It's been
Wow.
6 years already, man, since I've been out. And
Wow.
I was just sitting here thinking, man, like, wow, 6 years already.
Yeah.
And about to go back into the prison system, hopefully in the future with a curriculum to help individuals who's going to be dealing with post incarceration syndrome. Because everybody come out, man, they come out with the idea that just getting a license, an ID, uh, 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 getting a wife, getting a car, it's getting all those things that's very important. Don't get me wrong, on that level of life is very important.
Yeah.
But the most important thing, man, is dealing with life on life terms when it come out. Because if we don't get a hold of that, you're not going to keep the license, the ID, the wife, You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna keep
Yeah,
none of that stuff, bro. So,
yeah.
my main focus now is dealing with helping individuals learn how to, deal with the post-incarceration syndrome. That's what we'll probably be talking about today, inshallah.
Inshallah. And yo, bruh, I appreciate that introduction. And you already touched on one of the things I wanted to hit on, but you also led right into another area. And what I wanted to initially hit on, you just jumped right on it. Like you always in my conscious space, because you talked about, when you began to realize that you were no longer defined by your past and could begin like reshaping your future, and that hit you when grandma hit you with those couple of verses, and made you really
Yes,
go back and think. And I think
yes,
that's important for people to realize that there's a point in time, there's something that's going to help everybody switch, So as individual helpers, I think we're more like just farmers planting seeds. And grandma planted the seed in the right
yeah.
time, and your soil was fertile, and that joint flourished and it began to grow, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yo, you talked also, man, about reentry and how people look at reentry and they pursue all the things, but don't touch on the psychological, emotional impact of incarceration. And you and I both know that reentry and getting ourselves right is an internal journey, and so not just those people that we help, but how about you, man? And could you talk a little bit about what you had to do to confront within yourself to truly come home? Like what were the things you had to get straight, not just physically as you talked about, but also mentally and spiritually as you already touched on a little bit, but more specific to you.
Right. I really had to learn that I had to change my mindset. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? When I came into the public correction, I came in with no sense of direction. And I knew that I couldn't come out the same way that I came in. So my mindset had to change. My thinking, the way I act, the way I uh um kind of deal with situations. I had to get some control of my life. You know what I mean? So what really touched me, right, on this topic is when I came home, right? And I tried to build a relationship with my daughter. And I found out that I was trying to be a father to a young adult, right? That I left out there when she was only 6 years old,
wow.
right? So I came home out the gate, you know what I'm saying, trying to be that father. And all we did was bump heads because I'm trying to be a father to a young lady who don't even know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that a lot of other guys gonna go through the same thing.
Yeah,
And when I went through that, right, I was trying to put so much pressure on trying to be that dad that in letting oh, I say this, instead of trusting the process. And when I had this conversation with a guy, right, and I was telling him about the situation, he said, I don't have no children. He said, but if I was you, I would back up, let her process what's going on, and then take it from there. You trying to rush something and put pressure on something that's not even been built yet.
yeah. Wow, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the parts that really kind of like helped me mentally be able to deal with the situation emotionally, you know what I'm saying, and mentally, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't control a situation where I have no type of understanding of. So
Mm,
my mindset had to change. You know what I'm saying? I had to change my mindset. And that was the biggest thing for me, you know what I'm saying, in the process of becoming who I am.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Not just a re-entry, but just dealing with situations, period.
Just as a man, as a person, period, in life.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And that makes me think
yeah.
about a passage in the book of Proverbs, and there's also this book that this dude wrote back in 1920. Dude named James Allen. He wrote a book called "As a Man Thinketh." You know,
Mm,
the book of the Proverbs. It says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." And so,
yeah,
mind and behavior is all in conjunction, man. And
yeah.
then, you shared about your daughter. That really resonated with me as well, man. Because when I went to prison, my daughter was like maybe about 8 months old. I came out of prison. She was going on 9 years old. Tried to get with her. I think maybe I was trying to rush it too, but it just didn't work. Now my daughter almost 39 years old. I don't know her. She don't know me. And that's a hole in my heart, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
And to add on to that, right? When I let that happen, when I just let it go,
Mhm.
prayed about it,
Mhm.
learn how to trust her in her walk
Yeah.
and allow her to be who she was
Yeah.
and let her embrace me instead of me trying to embrace her all the time. Man, we got a wonderful relationship today.
Dope.
And I pray that you and your daughter get the same thing because it's important.
I
Because
appreciate
that's part of our blood. That's part of our
it. Absolutely.
generation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Keep that circle tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, if we could back up real quick though, Scottso, because
Mm.
some people don't know about PICS, so maybe I
Yeah.
said PICS, some people don't know what the hell PICS is, even though they might know what I'm gonna say, post incarceration disorder. And so if you could talk
Right.
a little bit about that post incarceration stress disorder, what is that and who does it impact?
First of all, it impact a lot of people who's coming out of incarceration, and it's not no type of diagnosis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not no diagnosis that you get from a therapist. It's something that we deal with when we incarcerated. When you deal with the emotional, the psychological, the social, and the mental aspect of life. You know what I mean? And when you have no control of those areas, and you come out here with the same survival mode that you got in prison,
Mm.
it's not going to work out here. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's so important that, don't get me wrong, a lot of people is touching on it. A lot of people is talking about it,
Yeah.
but it's not being taught in the prison system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where Wounded Healers, my organization, along with my team, is trying to create and build this curriculum that we could be able to, you know, teach. I'm not even going to say teach because sometimes it's hard to teach somebody something,
Yeah.
but give us some insight.
Yeah. Help raise their awareness.
Well, yeah, give us some awareness of what you're gonna be facing when you come out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. Dealing with the emotional and the mental and the social challenges
Yeah.
out here can be difficult on the individual if they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because a person could be going through that, right, and don't understand what they're going through. Believe
Yeah.
me, I know. I've
I
been
know
through it.
too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I know
I've
too.
been through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been through it. Even with the social part of it, you know what I'm saying? Uh, um, you know, the hardest part of my journey is when you're trying to build relations with people, right? That you think is going to be there for you, but when you go through that difficult time
Yeah.
and they're not there, that right there could really hurt an individual emotionally. And next thing you know, they relying on what they used to know.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's no one there to really say, "Hey, bro, hey, sis, look, hold up, check yourself. Let's have this conversation." You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because I see where you're going now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to find a safe space for individuals to be able to be vulnerable
Yeah.
enough. You see what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
have these conversations.
A safe and brave space.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
like that brave space.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that, bro.
Thanks, bro. And
Yeah.
I mean, we feeding off each other, so thank you for sparking me, man. You heard?
Mhm.
One of the things you talked about also is uh damn, it done slipped my mind just like that, man. I'm getting old, Scott. So come in and fall out.
We ain't gonna speak that, brother. We ain't gonna speak that, man.
No, man, I'm
Yeah,
happy to get old, bro. I'm happy to
I
get
know,
old, man.
I know,
Hell,
I
yeah,
know.
because there's a lot of cats ain't getting this old. You know what I'm saying? A
You're
lot of
right.
cats ain't done the time that we've done, man, and have their mind right, and are giving back to the
That's
community.
right. That's right.
Yo, but there's a lot that you
Yes.
said,
Yeah.
man, and I know we got limited time, so we might have to come back and revisit this.
Are
But
we going to? If you allow me to,
absolutely, Scott. So, how could I not allow you to, man? You are a deep well of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So we gotta get what we could get from you for the people, man. Because the people need to hear it. But you talked, man. You
yes,
talked about your organization, the Wounded Healers. And I know you co-founded the Wounded Healers, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, yes,
There's something
yes.
powerful, man, in that name, Wounded Healers. So my question for you is like, what does it mean to you to heal while carrying wounds? Because you've been carrying wounds yourself, from being incarcerated, maybe post and pre-incarceration, you had some trauma, but what does it mean to you to heal while carrying wounds? And how does that shape the way you show up for other people coming home?
I know. For one is that I had to hold myself accountable. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I know that being incarceration is a form of being wounded. For me to find myself through the help of God, spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, mentally, however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying? It has kind to put the band-aid on the wound, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, I had to continue to work towards um helping others also see the light when it comes to being wounded and
Yeah.
also knowing that you are being healed at the same time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Through your walk. Through your
Yeah.
walk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Through your vulnerability, through being appreciative of someone holding you accountable of
Yeah.
what you are doing, you know what I'm saying, and not taking it as being personal. So I know how it is. We all has been wounded. You have been wounded. But look at the work that you're doing, bro. You healing,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? This is
Absolutely.
the healing. And also, you also giving it to other brothers and sisters that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So you're helping them heal. And that's how I look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as I do the work and be sincere in what I do, you know what I'm saying? And helping others see that they could be healed too. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, brother.
Yeah, what comes to mind, man, listening to you is an old saying I heard that says the best way to keep it is to give it away. The best way to stay
The
healed
way.
is by being vulnerable, showing other people your wounds and showing them how you've healed and how you continue to work on healing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's heavy.
Yeah. You know, when I saw the opportunity to build this organization, I looked around, right? And I sat across Tom McQuiston.
Yeah, I need
He,
to.
you know, he was a sponsor, right? He was a sponsor. He talked so highly of you, which I already, he don't know that I've been knowing you for years. But anyway, but I told him, I said, man, that's a good brother, right? But when I sat across from him and I looked around and I saw all the individuals that was in that room
Mm,
at Yo Fella that didn't have the same opportunity that I have with having a vast support system, I said it had to be something done. Had to be something done because if we don't show individuals that's incarcerated that they are supported,
mm,
then they're going to go back to what they normally used to do that got them incarcerated. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
So my job and your job and all the other people like Kerwin Pittman and and
Yeah,
and and Mecca and all the people that's doing this work,
dope people, man.
right? All our job is to slow the recidivism. We're not. It's gonna be hard to stop it,
Yeah,
but we can at least try to slow it down.
yep. Put like a what do
Close
you
them
say?
doors. Close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put a spike in the dam, or you know, divert the
Yes.
flow. Yeah, slow it down
Yes.
for sure,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
And I think we're doing that, you know. Kerwin's doing an amazing job. You know, you're doing an
Oh yes.
amazing job.
Yes,
There's
he
people
is.
all across the country doing an amazing job, you know, brothers
Yes.
like Glenn in New York and
Yes.
brother David Gathers, I know, and so many other brothers and sisters are doing this work.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's very important, man, that we continue to set examples for people to let them know that look, you can heal and you can recover and
Uh-huh.
you can manifest great things in this life so that you can be a blessing not only to your friends and family, but to strangers and people who come in contact with you. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you, Scott, so and I'm sure you would agree, some of the most brilliant and compassionate and insightful people I've ever met in my life have been on the cell block, have been
Yes.
spending the yard, you know?
Yes.
And so that takes me
Yes.
to my
Yes.
next point
Yes.
too, brother, which is, you know, like after everything you've experienced in prison or post incarceration, before you went to prison, but all the things that have gone into making Scottso Scottso, what do you think people on the outside, especially like people who don't have contact with people in prison, what do you think people on the outside, like policymakers and stuff, what do you think they don't understand about incarceration and what it actually takes for someone to rebuild their life? What do
I
you
truly believe that it takes us to come together and sit down and try to strategize a plan for individuals, whether they female or male, um, when they coming out. We have to sit down together as a group,
think?
as organizations, and we have to come with the help that we know that individuals need, whether it's housing, whether it's license, whatever it may be, post, whatever it's pick, whatever it may be that they're going to help these people stay out of the prison system. I think that for what I see now, I could be wrong. A lot of us is doing separate work. We're
Yeah.
doing the work, but we're not coming together as a group of organizations, you know what I'm saying, having these meetings and not just talking, but actually coming together and making things happen for individuals who's coming out. Because we talk about a lot of us talk about what people be doing, but we're not talking about, you know, being a part of the solution. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to put people in places where they can win, but we need to come together and make a plan for individual who's coming out, whether it be meeting them at the door or get the resources that they really need. Because I was just thinking about something when you said that, like, um, a lot of organizations work real hard for people who's dealing with substance abuse and mental health, right?
Yeah.
And they got a lot of plans, a lot of structure. They got a lot of stuff, you know, what I'm saying, for those individuals, and they need that. They need. Don't get me wrong. They need that, but it's not enough of structure and resources for individuals coming out because when they come out, I feel like when they come out, they got to struggle to get housing
Yeah.
due to their criminal background. So when we
Mhm.
sit down together and figure this thing out,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Give them a roadmap.
Yeah.
It would be more easier for them
Mhm.
not to avert back to what they used to do.
I agree, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I made any sense or not, you know what I mean?
You made hella sense. And what came to my head is as you were talking, I was thinking about the hand, and each finger on the hand represents each organization that's doing whatever they're doing. But
Wow.
each finger works together to make the
Right.
hand more efficient. And if it
Right.
needs to manifest force, it becomes a fist, and it
Right.
comes from that shoulder and it goes forward. But
Right.
if we're just siloed individually, we can't make a fist, we
Can't.
can't. And so we can't bring the force or the plan or whatever we need to get greater
Right.
success. We have
Right.
to work in unison, man.
Exactly.
You know?
Because I get calls every day from people that need housing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not transitional housing out here, right?
Hmm.
But it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? They need a safe space to be able to live and feel safe and feel secure. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Jobs. It's not enough jobs. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. They say the box. They say ban the box. Okay, but still, they go to these interviews, right? They sit across from the person that's interviewing them, right?
Mhm.
And then the person will say, "I really like you, but you fit this company, but I just can't hire you because of your record."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
not given the chance, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna be able to survive out here. So I feel like if we come together and try to create a job opportunity, create housing opportunity,
Mhm.
something that gives somebody some hope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, hope. And I was thinking that earlier in our conversation right there. Part of our job is to push hope, to
Exactly.
peddle hope.
Mhm.
Some people peddle dope, we peddle hope. You heard?
That's
You heard?
right.
Yeah.
That's right, bro.
Because it's
That's
hope,
right.
man. When you got hope in the future, when you see something that has not yet materialized, but it's in your mind's eye, man, and you got the right support, you more likely to achieve it, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, I got a couple of last things, man, I wanna touch on and get you out of here. But one of the
Okay.
things, Scott, deals with hindsight, and that is if you could speak to the younger version of yourself, the man you were before you entered prison or just entering prison, it's like, what would you say to him now? The man you are now, what would you say to younger Scott?
I would say, man, listen to your parents. You know what I'm saying? Be more aware of your surroundings
Yeah.
and know that you are not a follower, that you're a leader. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because and that's what I teach my grandson right now. You know what I mean? That you're a leader. You know what I mean? If you're gonna follow someone that's great. Follow someone that's really putting their life in order and structure in their life so they could be great as they elevate from age to age. You know what I mean? Always be respectful
Mhm.
to the elders, man, because I see like we lost a lot of that respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like when you gain that respect from the elders, that
Mhm.
it opened doors for you that you could never imagine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I teach my grandson this right here, man. Be that entrepreneur and know that if you do the things that you say that you want to do, you can do it if you put time and effort in it.
That's right. That's right. Time, effort, belief. What I've learned in my life, Scottso, is when I could see it in my mind's eye
Right.
and I truly believe it with every fiber of my body, and then I'm putting in the work consistently to achieve it, it's
Yeah.
gonna manifest.
Gonna
And that's
manifest, bro.
anything in this world, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We create it, man, with our thinking and our belief systems and our behavior.
That's right.
We can't just say, "Oh, there's a God in the sky, and the God in the sky gonna bring it to us."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When we put in that work and that we got that faith that it's real, that's when it start to happen,
Right.
you know?
Exactly, man. So I try to teach my grandson the same thing today. I just don't tell him what to do. I explain to him what to do and why, what I'm saying, he should do it. What I'm saying? Now, as he get older, he could take these same jewels that I give him, he could
Yeah,
pass it down to his kids. I learned that just physically showing a child who
yeah,
you are as a man is not enough.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You got to verbally show them and you got to physically show them.
yeah.
And that's why I'm so successful. You know what I'm saying? To a degree now, he still got a hand sometime now.
Of
You know what I'm
course. How
saying?
old is he?
10 years old, you know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he's still growing.
Right. So, but he respects me. You know what I mean? He respects what I'm doing. He
Clearly, because
respects
you
what I
respect
tell him.
him. Clearly, because you respect him.
Right. Exactly. I don't yell, I talk. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I don't yell, I explain.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
make a big difference.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Um, I would definitely tell myself, man, to be a listener, man. Be a listener
Yeah,
and don't be so quick to judge and don't be so quick to make a move that you don't even know nothing about. Realize whatever's going on, man, before you start making these moves.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And surround yourself around good people.
yeah.
And that's what you know what I'm saying? That's what I should have done. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Surround myself around good people, man, and know that's okay to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's all important, and having that great support to help you make those decisions, because sometimes those peer groups, man, definitely can pull us in the wrong directions, you know?
Exactly, brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
You dropped a whole lot of jewels there, and so I'm not even gonna touch them. I'm just gonna let people who've heard them let that resonate with them, you know? And, one last thing, Scott, so maybe 2, but one is 'cause, yo, man, you full of jewels, bruh, and, you just keep sparking me and making me think of something else. But, is there anything that I didn't touch on, bruh, that maybe you wanted to just shed some light on before we get out of here?
Yeah. I want people to know, man, that a person that's incarcerated, whether it's a female or male, that do not who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Give them an opportunity and a chance, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to read the book, the cover of the book, open the book up and read it. You know what I mean? Don't have a have these conversations with the individual, man, because there's so much trauma, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying, has been passed down from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? And it's also, man, how an individual has grew up, you know what I mean?
yeah,
What they've been through, man. So have these conversations with people instead of passing judgment. You know what I mean? That's what I really want to tell the people, man, because there's some good people that's been incarcerated, man, that coming out doing great things. And if you don't have these conversations with them, then I feel like you're not allowing them to be great in what they believe in.
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I really because if you don't have the conversation, then you never find out what's going on with this individual.
What has
You know what I'm
happened?
saying? And what's happening, man. So be more willing to listen instead of being so quick to judge.
Yeah, man. That's so important too, Scott. So, being willing to listen and to understand what has happened, what made me the person I am, what went into
Yeah,
driving me in those directions, and what am I doing now? That's what's
exactly.
most important. It made me think
Exactly.
about a Buddhist philosophy, which talks about how people often suffer because they're too busy thinking about what has happened or
Mhm.
what is going to happen
Mhm.
instead of what is going on today, right
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
right now, man.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
gotta
mean?
learn some of them quotes too, brother. I gotta learn some of them quotes them jewels that you be dropping, right? I love them quotes, brother.
Hey, man, each one teach one, man. Each one reach one, man. You sparking me, man. So you bringing that out of me, bruh. You
Yeah.
heard? And so if folks want to reach you, Scott, so if they want to find you, how can people find you? How can people reach you, man?
Okay, you can reach me. You can reach me at Wounded Healers of North Carolina, WOUNDED, right? Right of North Carolina at gmail.com. Or you can reach me at SCOTTED6325 at gmail.com.
Yo, man, it's been a pleasure, Scott. So
Man, thank you, brother, for having me, man. Hey, I hope that what we said today would touch somebody, you know what I mean, and they'll want to help us in the work that we do. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? It ain't all about money all the time, man. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, just trying to help people, man, live. You know what I'm saying? Y- Come out of prison, man. If you don't get yourself together, you just existing. But
that's
if
right.
you want to live, they need to connect with brothers like you, me, Phil, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, Kerwin. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? People that's really trying to live out here,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know,
Become the best versions of themselves.
yes, another good brother, Darrell Clayton. You know what I'm saying? Some good brothers, man. That I know out here that's really living out here, man.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
trying to make a difference, man.
All right. Shout
Yeah.
out to brother Darrell Clayton. Darrell, I hope to
Yes.
hear you one day on the Prison to Promise podcast. All right, Scott. So I'm gonna be in touch then, man. Have a great day. And make good decisions, brother, and be safe.
Oh man, hey, I give all praise due to God, man, for allowing me to be on here, man. I thank you once again, man. And the same to you, man. Be safe out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do the work that you're doing, man. Thank you, man. I salute you.
Salute, bro. That's a wrap. Peace.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me for another episode of the Prison to Promise podcast. If you or someone you know would like to share their Prison to Promise story on this platform, please hit me up at drcraigwaleed@gmail.com. I'll spell it for you. That's DrCraigWaleed@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.